The beginning of Christianity in Palawan starts here. On March 16, 1521, Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan, attempting to sail around the world for Spain, reached the Philippine archipelago. Magellan and his expedition were the first Europeans to reach the Philippines, a stop on the first circumnavigation of the globe. The goals of the Spanish regime in the Philippines could be summarized as God, glory, and gold. Apart from expanding its trade, the evangelization of Indios was a clear mission of the empire. Claiming the island he saw for the Spanish Empire, he established a friendly relation with some of the local leaders such as Raja Humabon, the ruler of the island of Cebu, and converted them to Christianity. Claiming the island he saw for the Spanish Empire, he established a friendly relation with some of the local leaders such as Raja Humabon, the ruler of the island of Cebu, and converted them to Christianity. Since the island is an archipelago, the Spaniards decided to explore many islands. However, a local resistance in nearby Mactan Island, headed by its ruler, Lapu-Lapu, led to the death of Magellan and his comrades. After the death of Magellan, the remaining members of his fleet landed to Palawan, where the bounty of land saved them from starvation. Thus, named it Land of the Promise by Magellan's chronicler Antonio Pigafetta. Before Palawan was being colonized, natives don't have any religion, but they believe in gods and goddesses in nature, like Babaylan.
Ako ang dakilang babaylan ng San Sinuko. Kenny me Kenny tugtug do re mi, tugtug do re mi.
During their colonization, the Spaniards began the process of Hispanization in the province. In 1622, a group of missionaries arrived in the Philippines and sent some to the province. Spanish friars sent out missionaries in Cuyo, Agutaya, Taytay, and Cagayancillo, but they ended up meeting resistance from the Moro community who viewed the process of Hispanization as a threat to their living system. Under a policy known as reducción, the Spanish relocated natives from the mountains to the lowlands. Churches around the province were built through polo y servicio, a law which forced men between the ages of 16 to 60 years old to render labor from the local governor or the parish priest. Those in seclusion are being recruited again, and the sacraments were blessed again. The following year, 1623, Fraile Francisco de San Nicolas and Diego de Santa Ana, along with Hermano Francisco de la Madre de Dios, crossed the island of Paragua. They entered Taytay, looked and encouraged the indigenous people to gather, but the latter declined sharply. They could not abandon the basic way of life and prosper. They are afraid that they would be open to attack, especially those Moro. Muslims, or Moro, prevailed in Palawan, specifically in the south, where almost all its delivery and disposal of valuable products and crops from Palawan ocean forests to traders and markets depend on or under the jurisdiction of the Sulu and Borneo Sultanates. During 1600s, Muslims attacked Cuyo, which resulted to about 700 killings and kidnappings, leaving the churches in town burned and some friars died. With that, Recoleta missionaries and indigenous Christians pleaded to build fortresses and garrisons for use in their defense. Built in 1626 in Taytay, a timber and clay of fort was built. In 1683, Fraile Juan de San Severo supervised the erection of fortified forts and churches in Cuyo, Agutaya, and Culion. In Linapacan, a fort was built on top of the mountain. And in 1718, Governor-General Bustamante ordered the fort built at Labo, on the south side of island of Paragua. May 11, 1680, Governor Tomas de San Jeronimo ordered a provincial commission to appoint religions for the Calamianes. In 1682, it was hoped that the Borneo representative would organize the transfer of the few brats of the land and 2 towns, one in Paragua and one in Calamianes, into Spanish hands. Governor-General Vargas sent Juan Morales de Valenzuela as his ambassador. In 1685, a mission was opened in Tancon, which was later transferred to Culion. In the 17th century, Spanish missionaries began planting Catholicism in the islands, authorized by the Bishop of Cebu, Fraile Pedro Arce, and the Governor-General of the Philippines, Alonso Fajardo. However, Christians were reduced. In 1735, there were about 16,000 still in the Calamianes. To develop a faith-based approach, the friars created a mentoring program that would educate the children of indigenous leaders from childhood, giving them the qualities they needed to govern their people. In 1749, the Sultanate of Brunei surrendered southern Palawan to Spain. In 1818, the entire island of Palawan, which was then called Paragua, was organized as a single province and named it Calamianes, with Taytay being its capital. Later, before the 18th century, Spain began building churches that are enclosed by garrisons for protection against Moro raids in the towns of Cuyo, Taytay, Linapacan, and Balabac. After several months of persuasive persuasion, they baptized over 1,000 indigenous people, doing the same in Agutaya, teaching the faith, building a pueblo, church, and a convent. And in March 10, 1872, the first Mass in Puerto Princesa was celebrated by Reverend Father Ezekiel Moreno. As of today, the legacy of the colonization of Spaniards to Palawenyo still do exists, the Immaculate Conception Cathedral in Puerto Princesa City. It is probably one of the grandest and most breathtaking Roman Catholic religious edifices in the city. Christianity still is the most dominant religion in the whole island.